When I was growing up, my family didn't attend church. God, Jesus, the Bible were not a discussion in our household. When I was 13 years old, my parents divorced, and it was very hard on me. I had a younger sister that I tried to protect through the whole thing, and I never really dealt with my emotions. I didn't have a lot of friends. I didn't have a lot of anything going on in my life. My addiction led to my first marriage ending in divorce, and almost my current marriage ending in divorce. About 8 years ago, I was with my wife and my mother-in-law in a small Baptist church in the mountains in North Carolina, and it was the first time that I felt love from God at that point. And I really feel like I was saved that day. And they did an altar call, but I was too afraid to actually go up myself. I really felt that how could somebody love me for who I am, for all the lies that I lived in, and I just chickened out. After that, when my wife and I returned back home to Colorado, we decided we were going to start attending church, and we went to another church here in the area, and I really felt like I was being a good Christian man, but when I look back at it now, I was still living in my addiction and living in my lies. And it wasn't until I finally faced those that I realized that I had been lying to everybody and everything. When I finally decided that I wanted to get help for my problems, the first person I went to was my pastor at my old church, and he never returned my phone calls. He never did anything. I would see him on Sundays and he would say, "Oh, I've been meaning to call you," but he never did. And that pushed me a little bit farther away from God. I thought, I went to one of your own, and I was denied. I was denied help. I was denied anything. So I went into treatment, into 12-step programs. And that's when I realized, my whole life I thought I was the only one that had a problem. I'm the only one that has this kind of problem. Everybody else can handle what they do. After I had been in for a couple of years, I just felt like there was something missing. And that's when my wife and I were looking for a new church. And when I found Mission Hills, I found what I was missing in recovery, which was Christ. I was missing Christ in my recovery because it wasn't stress, and I knew that I couldn't make the next step in my recovery without Him. And we started coming here, and the first service we came to was the Christmas Eve service in 2011. And from that day, we knew we had found the right place. We knew we had found a home. And I really started realizing that God does love me for who I am, and even with all the mistakes I've made. And that's when I decided that I would be baptized, and we've started serving in the church. I've become one of the leaders for Celebrate Recovery, and God has worked miracles in my life. My name is Rob Cameron. My life is a transformed life, period.